Good morning. Happy Sunday. I see yesterday I got on YouTube, I seen a couple people, YouTubers was talking about I guess PlayStation is planning on bringing some of their games to Xbox. Uh, I didn't listen to too much of it, uh, to be honest with you, because I just didn't. But I did listen to like maybe a couple minutes of it. One guy says PlayStation says says PlayStation wants games on the Xbox. Um, I don't know, man. I just I'm trying to figure out the only reason why I'm dropping this video is because I was just thinking about uh, times is changing, man. Times really are changing. The average person is 30 to 40 to 50 years old that grew up with the exclusivities. Somebody like me, it doesn't matter. I came into the ball game late. You know what I mean? I admit, man. The good old days of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. It seems like that's going way by the way of the dodo. Um, uh, I noticed that when you buy uh, games that are for Xbox, that's supposed to be on Xbox, that's going to PlayStation, you're actually getting the physical, right? So the thing that gets me is the fact that if you're buying, if you never have an Xbox and you have a PlayStation system, and Xbox is putting their games over there, you can buy the physical, but on the on the Xbox, Microsoft's saying you have to do digital because they don't sell very many physicals. So that's a plus for people that wants the physicals, right? You know, the only thing I heard now is people are talking about some of the physical games are not fully loaded on the game. It's just kind of like so much is on there, and then the rest you have to use. I don't know how that goes. Uh, Again, somebody like me, it doesn't bother me. I have a lot of games that are just got the whole game on there, but I don't buy that many games anymore. I mean, the only game I bought this year is I bought a couple games, but I don't think I bought that many. I know I ain't buy that many. Only game I'm really waiting on is Metroid, and if I was Nintendo, I wouldn't bring Metroid out until it's actually done. So a lot of people's wondering where Metroid's at, but if it ain't ready, it just ain't ready. What is my view on this thing? What is my conclusion about this, and the point I'm making this video is I just don't know if it's that big a deal, you guys. I really don't. I mean, I'm sitting back and my lighting was messed up. I had to fix it. I'm just trying to figure out what's the big deal, because at the end of the day, you have your systems in the house. I could tell you straight out, man. When I turn my Xbox Series X on, I still am fascinated by that thing. When I turn my PS5 on, I'm still fascinated by that thing. Um, when I turn on my PlayStation 3 now, I am really fascinated by that because it takes me back into the memories when my boys and I lived in that house, and uh, we used the PlayStation 3 a lot. And then same thing goes for the PlayStation the PlayStation the Xbox 360. When I turn that thing on, it just takes me back. So you have memories of those two systems. Now, I mean, you got memories of the PlayStation 2. I don't have a PlayStation 2. The PS2, and then you got the PS1. But most of my memories are with Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, and then it went from there. Now, I played a lot. I played a lot on the PlayStation 4 because I got a PlayStation 4 Pro. So I really have enjoyed playing games. I can't play games that much because I'm busy, but I do enjoy playing games. So for someone like me, it doesn't bother me. So the point I'm saying is that I'm just wondering if Sony and Microsoft are just looking at all these games that they know people might possibly want to play. It's just money sitting there, just money lying on the table. You know, at the end of the day, man, if I could if I could triple dip and make some money, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Uh, let's say hypothetically, you might sit there and say, well, $3 million ain't that much money, but if you got a game that's already ran its course, that's the best way I can put it. Let's say if you got a game that ran its course and it's ran its course and it's sitting there, and you're the company and you're Microsoft and you're Sony, and you're going like, well, nobody's buying this game no more. And they go, yeah. They said, well, you can make at least a couple $1 million if you sell it on the other platform. And they say, yeah, we could. So, but why not? Why not take that extra couple $1 million? I mean, sure enough. I mean, even if your company's worth billions of dollars, man, that's still $2 million profit. That's a $1.5 million profit or a $3 million profit. I don't know how much these games are how much Microsoft is making or what Sony's making, but again, I have to make sure I put this out there. When you spent $70 billion for a company that, ever since they did that, man, I'm just wondering if Bethesda wish they wouldn't have never let them buy them. But anyway, Microsoft laying off all these people and gutting all these studios, by the way, shutting down games that are in the process of making. And another thing too, games, man, they take 5-6 years to make, man. Some of these games are in development for 7 years, man. There's some games that have been in development and we ain't heard nothing about it since they been in development. I mean, these companies got to make money back somehow. So I'm just saying that it don't bother me, but I can see it bothering people in the age group of 30, 40, and 50 because they're the ones that grew up into the exclusivity era. I mean, I was in that era, but it didn't bother me because once I started getting back into video games, I really got into them. Uncharted, Gears of War, that's just to name a few. Not to mention, since I bought the Steam Deck, I played Steam Deck the other day, man. That Steam Deck that thing is just a nice piece of hardware. I'm really fascinated how that thing looks. I can't imagine what the Steam Deck, the newer version that'll come out look like. So in closing, I'm just telling you guys, I don't really see. I know this sound. This is just me talking. What if Sony and Microsoft, not Microsoft so much, because Microsoft they trying to scrape a lot of money and trying to get their. I don't know what they're trying to do. But I got two things I'm gonna close on. One is Microsoft probably know they screwed up, so they're trying to get their stuff back together and do whatever. Sony, on the other hand, is like some of their games have ran its course. Ran its course. Now you got the PlayStation fans and you got the Xbox fans, and they've been feuding for years. When all three of my boys was with me, I got 5 kids altogether, but when my 3 boys was with me, we never had that. You only play Xbox, you only play PlayStation. We was just fascinated by both systems. We had a computer, and we was interested in the PC world, but PC is just they're so. The price of PCs are crazy. But that was never on the cards. But we had all these game systems, man, and we just never was that only Xbox 360, only PlayStation. What I'm trying to say. But when you're PlayStation and you got all these games that's ran its course, you know that they're not. You made every ounce of money that you can make off that game, and it's just sitting there, and you could put it on another platform and make more money off of it because they're in the business of making money. That's why they got the PlayStation Plus. That's why you got the Game Pass. So at the end of the day, I don't see anything wrong with it. If I was a company and I got 7 games here that sold like hotcakes and they ain't been selling, it's not sold anything in 3 or 4 years because we made a lot of money off that game, but it's just ran its course in this area. But you can get you can squeeze a couple more to, 2000, $2 million more per se, I'll just say $2 million off that game. It's more money that you're generating uh, in your company. Same way with Nintendo. Nintendo lets uh, if Nintendo gets PlayStation, Sony games, and Xbox games, that's another chunk of money that they can make for the company. Because at the end of the day, it's all about making money. It's all about keeping money. That's why they're so. I'm just saying from what I'm seeing on TV, uh, they are talking about live service games because they want that continuation of money rolling in. Because I'm thinking about how much money that these games are costing to develop, which is anywhere between 6-7 years, 4 to 5 to 6 years to develop a game, and then if it don't make its money, then that's terrible. You don't get that money back, especially all the time that you invested in it. So what I'm saying for me, I'm saying that I don't really see the big deal. I just think the landscape is changing. Like my son, he got rid of all his game systems, and all he's got is a PlayStation 5 Pro. I understand why he did that. He wasn't even mad at the Microsoft thing. He just said, "I just got rid of it, Dad. I just play everything on the, that's all he said. I just play everything on the PlayStation 5 Pro." My other son, he plays not like he once did. He was the main guy that played, man. My oldest son, I can't figure out what happened to him, but he's got a lot on his plate. But he's back into playing, but he's got his PlayStation 5, and he plays on that. But my other son, he's got his PlayStation 5. He plays on that, but it's my youngest son. But last but not least, because I don't want this video to be too long, I think that I was listening to these YouTubers, and check this out. Actually, I can see why Microsoft now is making another Xbox. And I know a lot of people's like, Xbox is dead. This probably is. No, I mean, this probably is. It's not dead to me, because I'm not a Sony pony or Xbox. I like them both. But I was thinking, I like to read the comments. Do you know what some of the comments are saying? Here's how crazy some people think when it comes to stuff like PC and consoles. So Microsoft is supposed to be making this high-powered next console PC box. It's a Xbox console slash PC box. Well, then when I looked at the comments said, well, that's just a poor man's version of buying themselves a PC. Well, I'll definitely be that poor man's version. I have no problems in being a poor man's version. You know why? Because I'm not dropping $2,500 for no PC. I'm not. I'm just not doing it. Because some of these PCs are, don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against them. I think they're freaking awesome. I told you guys in previous videos, I went in people's house and I seen their PC setup, and it's like a chef's kiss. All of them are different. Every person I've seen a PC that's in the PC. I'm just not dropping that kind of cash. If I can have a shortcut, if I can have a shortcut, and I could just like get a mini box console slash console box PC, yeah, I'd definitely buy it. You can call me a poor man's. Yeah, you can call me a poor man's PC all you want, because I'm not making no room, no more space in this house to set up a state-of-the-art PC. I think the PC, at the end of the day, that's where everybody's going. And I think all the platforms are going to be starting to port, because all these companies are sitting there going, man, I'm not going to sit and leave this money on the table, and I forgot to throw that in there. Microsoft, Sony, I don't think Nintendo that much, but Microsoft and Sony, they're selling their games to the PC, and they got to do stuff to make it run on the PC. That's another chunk of change that they're getting. So that's the point I'm saying. So that's all I'm just saying. It's just a random thought. I'm not that real intelligent, break down all the specs and all this stuff. And, I get it, man. The people that are 30 and 40 and 50 years old, You know, they're going. They're. I know what they're saying. There's no more exclusivities now. They're going. You know, they might say PlayStation is dead too, and all that stuff. I don't think any of these systems are dead, because at the end of the day, you guys, I can go home. I can come home, and sometimes I don't even want to turn TV on. All I want to do is turn on the game system, which makes the TV turn on, and I want to play a game. And I can get lost in those worlds. And so I think for somebody like me, I don't really care, but I can see why some people, you know, I often thought that maybe Sony should wait like 6 years, let people wait 6 years and then say, you know, it done made it, you know, it's done made it. Sony can say, you know, this is exclusive to Sony, so you can stay buying their system. And then after 6 years, and be like, go ahead, man. Let them play that game over there on that platform. But if I was Sony, I'd lock my games in for a while. I wouldn't sell them off. I wouldn't let you have my games right off the rip. No. You ain't doing that. But at the end of the day, Sony makes good games. I ain't saying Microsoft's not making good games. Microsoft is capable of making good games. They just been dropping the ball a little bit. I'm just saying that I think things should stay exclusivity for a little bit. Then after the money's been made and it's made its run, then you can, you know, think about porting it over to Nintendo and Microsoft. But at the end of the day, you're leaving money lying on the table is what I'm saying. So that's why I made this video. I was like, Sony's like, we got a lot of these games we know we can make money off of. And we are developing games right now as we speak, which cannot be cheap, right? I heard that when they developed Spider-Man and they developed, you know, a couple other games, God of War, I guess they dropped a lot of money to make those games, right? So if you're selling these games to Nintendo and Microsoft, then you're bringing in money at the same time you're making games. So you got a continuing shift of money coming in. Not to mention you got the PlayStation Plus and the Xbox, you know, and for Microsoft you got the Xbox 360, the Game Pass. The Game Pass. So for me, I don't see anything wrong with it. And again, I told you guys, I turn on my Xbox Series X. I love that thing. I think that's a nice piece of equipment, and I play the games. I don't have anything, when I pop a game in, I just play it. Yeah, so what? You can play games on the PlayStation 5 now. What's the point of having it? Well, I already got it. And I'm going to continue to play my games on it. And no, I'm not selling it. And no, I'm not getting rid of it. I just, at the end of the day, guys, I enjoy playing my games. The other day, I played my Steam Deck. And I just think everything's just going to be, you know, I just think PC at the end of the day is just starting to, I think that's where everybody's heading, because I ain't lying, man. That Steam Deck opened up. I didn't open up my eyes to it. I've never thought I'll be honest with you, man. When I played Steam, I played it the other day, and I played Resident Evil Revelations, and I mean, I was all into that game, and I just think at the end of the day that I think Microsoft's newest box that they come out with, even though I know a lot of y'all on these big YouTubers saying that nobody buys them, if they would make a Xbox Series X / medium size PC specs inside the box, and then PlayStation 6, Sony come out and say, we got our PlayStation 6, we're going to announce it next week, and it's going to have a few PC specs in that thing, because Sony can put some PC specs in theirs too, so they could be, you know, powerful, because Sony makes some good shit, pardon my French. Sony makes a good system. So if they just say, hey, this is going to have some PC specs in it too, you guys would still buy it. You can be mad all you want. I don't know why they're doing the PC. Well, they're just doing the PC because everything's going that way. You know, I don't see anything wrong with it. You'll have a powerful mini box that you can sit on your shelf without putting the tower over here, and you got the monitor over here, and I think that's about it. But anyway, who wants to do all that? I got my TV right here, which is like 2 months old now, and I like this TV. So if Microsoft come out with a mini PC box, and Sony would come out with a PlayStation 6 with PC specs and still kind of console-like, man, please, I'd buy it. But at the end of the day, I just play my games, y'all. I really do. I play my games. I enjoy playing my games. I enjoy firing up my Xbox 360. I enjoy firing up my PlayStation 4 Pro. I enjoy firing up my PlayStation 3. I enjoy firing up my PlayStation 5. I enjoy firing up the Xbox Series X. I really do, you guys. I just, every time I do, I ain't gonna lie, and I told y'all this several times before. Every time I do, I'm just like, okay, I'm just playing a game on Xbox. Oh, okay, I'm playing the game on. I played the game the other day on the PlayStation 5, and I didn't even think nothing of it. I was just like, okay, I'm playing this game and I'm enjoying this game. I never had those thoughts like, whatever these people be thinking about, man. God, you guys, enjoy yourself, man. Life is too short. Look around you. Look all the stuff that's going on around here, man. You know? Damn, man. Anyway, God bless, take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.